Hi, my name's Antonio, and actually, I go to a pretty good school. It's a private school, but my family has no income, so we struggle a lot to get by. And since we don't have enough money, I live pretty far from school, so every day I have to wake up at 4 in the morning. And as you can see, I'm pretty tired right now. And since I wake up pretty early to get to school on time, I don't have time to eat a good breakfast. On the way to school, I probably have to stop at McDonald's, and on the way back, I have to go to someplace like Jack in the Box. And as soon as I get home, I have to do my homework because I need to go to sleep so I have enough energy for the next day.
Antonio. My name is Johnny. I go to the same school as Antonio here. But I drive to school because it's only like 2 blocks away. But I never hang out with him because all he wants to do is go to Mickey D's. Why can't they afford good food? Jesus! Hello? Yeah, I'll see you at 10 o'clock today. Alright, see you later. Kind of busy being rich and all. That was just my dentist. I have like 7 of them.
What you just saw is sadly something that is somewhat true. Many times, money determines your lifestyle and your health. But it's not just that. It's also your gender, your race, and your educational level. All of this falls into one category: social economics. Social economics is a key determinant of everybody's health and lifestyle. And today, my name is Jesus, and together with Matthew, Kadeem, and Juan, we will teach you about how social economics affects your health and your life by defining, determining, and deciding.
Define! In order to fully understand socioeconomics, we must first be able to define what it means. Socioeconomics is the relationship between people and money. Now, the whole idea behind socioeconomics is that no matter how you use money, it's always going to affect you some way, somehow. Now, for example, there's a rich man who buys 10 cars, but he never uses those 10 cars. So he used money, but he didn't use the car, so he wasn't affected, right? However, he's overlooking the fact that people will look at him and say, he could have used that money on charity. He could have used it on poor people. And he's going to become shunned upon. They're going to say he's a greedy, a selfish man. So no matter how you use money, it's always going to affect you. Whether it's from how people think of you, to your nutrition, or your housing.
Determine. We need to determine how your socioeconomic status has an effect on the way you live. One question that might come to your mind could be, how does how much money I make have an effect on how I live? If you have a low income, you probably live in a very violent community where the death rate is probably high, and your housing structure probably might be able to keep you warm at night, and there's probably a very high crime rate in your neighborhood. In that neighborhood, there are probably schools where the teachers don't care about the children, and your children might not get raised to become their full potential. If you have a high income, you'll probably live in a 3-story house, have lots of luxury, probably luxury cars, and the education system in that neighborhood is probably where all the teachers care about the students, and the student will have a very strong support structure to help him become the best he or she can be when she grows up. Your socioeconomic status also has an effect on your nutrition.
Determine how much money you make can also determine what you can afford to buy. Going back to the idea of Johnny and Antonio. Johnny over here, his parents have high income, so they can afford to buy good food. They can afford to go to places like Trader Joe's and buy organic milk, and organic fruit, and organic meat. However, Antonio over here, his parents don't make that much money. So he has to go every day he has to go to McDonald's and places like Jack in the Box. He has to eat a lot of fast food, and hence he's not healthy, unlike Johnny. And why? Because of money. However, there is a solution to this dilemma. In fact, there are many, but the one we will present to you is called the social contract.
Decide. As Jesus mentioned, one of the solutions out of many is the social contract. And what the social contract is this agreement that all of us, we band together, we pull all of our resources together to help fulfill the basic needs of everyone as individuals and as a society. Now, the government is the chosen instrument through which we implement this social contract. We give it all our money, we give it our taxes, our resources, and they help provide for our basic needs like healthcare, police, education, foreign affairs, military, all that stuff. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think Antonio has many of his basic needs met. You know, he doesn't, can't. But we can do something about that. The government, we vote officers, we vote representatives. They represent us. They represent our ideas, what we want. And if we don't think that they are doing what they need to be in order to provide the basic needs of everybody, then we vote someone else. We protest. We can petition. We assemble. That's what we got to do. If we're not satisfied with the way the government has been supplying us for our basic needs. Because we are the government. We are the solution. Through the social contract, we're all responsible for everyone else. We're responsible for Antonio. You're responsible. You're responsible. You're responsible. I'm responsible. We're responsible. We're all responsible. We're all our brothers or sisters' keeper.
Socioeconomics is the relationship between money and people. And while you can't change what it means, you can change what it means for you. Just like you can't change the definition of the word music, but you can change what it means for you. You can't change the definition of the word beauty or art, but you can change what it means for you. Now what I'm saying here is I'm encouraging you to take a moment and realize how money has affected who you are. And then realize whether or not you're satisfied with that relationship, because you can change that. Socioeconomics has the potential to make your life better, as well as the lives of your loved ones. For example, my father came from a family of 13 people, and they were really poor. And from a very early age, they learned the virtues of perseverance and determination. And then he had me. He could have chosen to spoil me. But then he realized how money had affected his life, and he felt it was the right thing to do to pass on these virtues. And because of that, I am who I am today. So once again, socioeconomics has the power to make your life better, as well as everybody else's.
Define, determine, and decide. We've defined socioeconomics. We've determined how it applies to our lives. Now it's time for you to decide. Because, you know, Antonio, he doesn't have to have less opportunities than Johnny.
People with low income don't have to live in neighborhoods with high crime rates and high death rates.
Everybody in this room should be able to afford good nutrition.
And if it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't even be here today.
This is our message from us to you.
Be aware.
Take part in the government.
Teach others!